If you know you are married, I truly want you to watch this video till the end. Please. This is something that is very, very serious. This is something that the enemy is using now to destroy marriages. So I wouldn't want your own case to be like that. I wouldn't want you to, take some things for granted. There are some things actually that we feel are not necessary, in marriages, but they are very, very vital. There are some things that we take for granted and some of the little things that cause misunderstanding, confusion between us and our spouses. Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Juliana Otuko. Today is your first time of coming in or connecting in. You are most welcome. And to my dear existing subscribers, you are loved, of course, and you were celebrated. Thank you for always coming back, for always returning. God bless you. Please stay tuned. Today, I want us to discuss something. Issue of marriage. Guys, it got to a point where whenever I see a pre-wedding picture on social media, my heart bleed. When you're preparing for marriage, the advice I'll always give you is that you must be a patient person to see in your husband's house. Most especially if you are a lady. That is the advice you will go. If you turn to the left, that is the advice they will give you. If you turn to the right, that is the advice they will give you. Okay, and then sometimes when you're giving the advice, you'll be imagining, how can this happen? Why is this possible? Because that I'm speaking in my own case now. Because me and this person love each other, and we felt we can stay together, we can tolerate each other. That is why we are going to marriage. So what is that thing that could bring issue, right? That will make us have issue, that maybe somebody will even come in or even hear us. But guys, that is just the reality. I always told people that there's no marriage, that there's no challenge. I've come to understand that marriage is just like death. Like for somebody to die is a normal thing. Yes. But everyone have their own way of death. Some people die by accident, some people die by sickness, some people just slump, fall down and die. So now, marriages, there's no marriage there's no problem. If somebody will come to tell you that my marriage is a perfect one, my husband is this, my husband is that, that person is a deceiver trying to lure you to destroy your own home so that she can go back to go stay with her husband. There is no marriage that there's no challenge. There is no marriage that there's no trouble. But the ability for these two people to overcome the situation they find themselves is maturity, is to be committed, is to tolerate. Now, when I talk about maturity, maturity to handle issues. There are times that your spouse will make a mistake. That person needs to be corrected. But the approach you use to correct that individual matters. How do you approach the person? Okay, for instance, maybe we went out with my husband and then maybe I did something wrong before people that I'm not supposed to do. Maybe I may feel or take it to be a normal thing, but he pick it or he take it to be an offense. Now the approach you use now will determine if we are going to settle it with understanding or not. Sometimes some people just get angry and then react and overreact before people. It make outsiders know how they live. No matter how you and your spouse is, if immediately you go out, the maturity to handle issues, the wisdom to approach issues is very, very vital in marriage. Now, we talk about communication, right? When you have the wisdom, some people have the wisdom, but to approach it is a problem. Table it, communicate it out to your spouse becomes a problem. That causes problem in marriages. Lot of marriages are shattered and in trouble today because of this small thing that we take for granted. If you want to have a peaceful home, you must be matured. I could hear an adage, or you could always hear adage, this adage that they will say, Marriage is not for babies. It means if you are not matured, don't go into marriage. And sometimes I think it's not about the age. It's about individual who choose to be a matured person. If your partner wrong you, how do you approach it? If you want your partner to do what you want him to do or her to do, how do you approach it? If I make a mistake, how do you correct me? When you correct with anger, it becomes a problem. When I make a mistake, or when your spouse make a mistake, whether you're a lady or a girl. Now, let me tell you something. It's mostly happen with ladies. You always assume things. Like, I assume my husband should know that I love this. Or I assume that my husband is supposed to help me wear children's uniform. I assume, or I know, or I believe, or women. No. See, you will be cheated, though. If you continue to assume, you'll be cheated. If you want your man, your husband, to help you do anything, open your mouth and tell him he is not in your heart. See, even if the two of you are twins, right? They give birth to you the same day. You have your own characteristics. Your husband have his own. It means you are from two different family coming together to live. He have his own family background, his own belief, his own social stuff. You also have your own. So for the two of you to blend and become one and have this understanding to live in peace, you must realize hmm, and approach issue with maturity and with wisdom. So that you don't just keep assuming my husband is supposed to know that our food is finished. He's supposed to know they're supposed to pay children's school fees. Supposed to. My husband always tell me, I felt it's a normal thing. When we give it to the first child, I was expecting him to help me do some house chores, or maybe if I brought a baby, instead of me saying, okay, please can you help me do this, honey, or something, or sweetheart, help me do this, or baby, help me do this thing. I will not talk. Oh. I will just be getting angry with myself. My mood will just change. Instead of opening mouth and talk and say, please, can you help me do this? I will not talk, but rather I will just keep it in my mind and be getting angry anyhow and be transferring aggression anyhow. But that is not just the best. There are decisions that we've taken as women or as a woman that have affected our marriage, affected our health, affected our emotion. Open your mouth and speak up. If you want your husband to help you do anything, tell him. If you choose to do, fine. If you choose not to do, fine. My friend yesterday, and we're involved in a communication about the issue of finances of family, and then I just laughed. New marriage. When they're talking about joining finances together, opening an account, a joint account, so that when you have money, you drop there, you have money, you drop there. And I was telling my sister, I say, sis, if you are not ready and you are not mature to handle this issue, don't even start. Because if I will give you advice that, okay, join your account with your husband's account, maybe I join mine with my husband and we don't have issue. Your husband is not the same to my husband. His own understanding of things is not the same thing with my husband. So I can't advise you. You are an adult, you are mature, but the advice or the little thing I'll tell you is that put it in the place of prayer, but it is very risky. Except you have your own business doing and then you have a plan for your children, you just decide to be, putting it there. But the issue of having one account is a serious matter that have caused problems in marriages. Now, I've come across with a woman who was trying to share her own problems with me. She said she was joining, or she and her husband normally join their money together in one account. And then they got to a point where the business got crashed. I mean, the money just went like they just lose the money. And then the both of them, since their money is in one account, they lose everything together. And then she sat down and was just imagining the mistake she make, that she will never allow her children to make that mistake of saying joining accounts with her husband. Now, when you have a family account, is a different thing. But issue of joining money together is a serious matter. This one, most especially the couples who are coming up now, be careful, be sensitive, and be sure of the decision you're about to take of joining accounts with a spouse. All right. So that woman was really hot, that she was just imagining and wishing uh, the hand of a clock is turned again, that she wouldn't have tried or make that mistake. She shared a story of a friend who also shared her own problem, that after they save money and save money and save money, this man overnight decided to use the same money that they suffered together to marry another wife. So you see where is a very big problem or challenge. There are family that did it and they are successful, like no problem. They understand each other. There is no problem with that. But there are family that are having issue. So which one does your own fall? Like which side are you? Do you think or are you sure that when you start you will end well? Or when you start you will hear a different story? And that is why I said it's a personal problem. Sit down and think about it and be sure of the decision you're about to take as a partner or as a family. I have seen many things. Number one, I've talked about issue of communication. When you want your spouse to do something for you, do well to communicate it so that you don't just assume and assume and assume things. No, speak out so that they will help you. Now, a lot of people, because of this joining money in account, I'll speak from my own side. When we got married newly, you know, you just want to be an obedient wife, right? And then we join money together, everything is just together. It means anytime you want to buy a pint, you have to communicate the other person. Anytime my husband want to buy something, he had to communicate me. Like, for how long will this continue? And then along the line was like, what is happening? When the younger ones run to you for help, you want to help, you have to announce it to your husband first until he permits you. And then when you don't have understandable family, they feel you are wicked and they begin to give you names. So I was just thinking about it. I was like, hi, will this continue? Like, are we sure we're making or taking the right decision? And then I was trusting God for help. I was like, let the mistake of this woman that said her children will not join money because they join money, and at the end they were saying she packed money to build, while it was a lie. They said she packed money to go and give her family people to build for her. The husband money, they shop their money together. Well, it was a lie. So you see, so sometimes when you sit down to imagine some of these things, you'll be like, marriage survey is a journey, yo. It's a serious journey. So if you're preparing for marriage, be sure of where you're going to, so that you don't just make mistake, come out and leave one or two children for who to come and take care of. Be sure of the decision you're about to take. Inside the marriage, a lot of things have happened. Women live the way they want to live because they feel when we're outside, this is not how you treat us. Or when I was in a relationship, I always told people, I said the relationship you're seeing now in marriage is not what you're going in sorry, what you're seeing in relationship is not what you should expect in marriage, oh, because it changed. When you're outside, you're for everybody. He's trying his best to see that he gets you. And when he gets you, you're not his own. So he chooses to live with you the way he wants. And that is why most people miss it. Men, please, treat your wives with care. Treat them with love. If there's anything you have introduced them to, if there's any love you have shown them when you are in relationship, you can do it in marriage. This is a woman who is carrying a lot of burden on her head. This is a woman who will wake up in the night to pray for you and the family. This is a woman who will wake up in the morning to prepare your breakfast. This is a woman who also baths your children, take them to school, wash clothes, wash plates, think of what to cook again in the afternoon. You know, lot of things. This is a woman who will carry pregnancy. for 9 months. This is a woman who will carry it alone. This is a woman who will go to the labor room and cry until she bore for that child, until she births the child. This is a woman who will have tears. This is a woman who they will cut her just to remove your child. But men, overnight, you will decide to treat this woman as a waste bin. That is not right. The love you've shown her in that first place, you can still do the same thing. Now, sometimes you must sit down to begin to imagine some things. Are you aware that the young girl you're seeing outside, forgetting the woman you've once loved and married her, and that she has given birth to children for you, when you bring that woman inside and refuse to show her the care or the love you are supposed to show as a man, that woman will become even worse than your wife. If you see a dressing and you like, why can't you buy it for her? If you see that she is living the life you don't want, why can't you correct her with love? These are kind of small mistakes that men are making right now, that women are living in pain. Now you will go to 1 or 3 women and you will hear the same mistake. And I was asking myself question, are the men the same thing? But I'm sure we should still have good ones. So please, if you know you're not treating your wife well, change. Go now and treat her well. Show her love she deserved, because she deserves to be loved and cared for. Sometimes you will say this woman is no longer respecting you. It is because of the care, because of how you're treating her. All these things deals with emotion. It's about emotion. When you don't love her, when you don't cherish her, there is no how she will reciprocate. There is no how she will buy the respect from where. But when you care and love a woman, genuinely she will worship you as the king that you are. I am telling you, men, try it and see. And women, do your best to respect your husbands. When you do, if you ask him of anything, he will give it to you. But when you disrespect him, he will say, let me leave her there. When she is tired, she will know what to do next. So please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Bye.